Hey, Brian here, welcome to 1/3 of Fusion. Watch the other 2/3 too, on the Fusion channel.
Firstkiller, I see you in Twitch chat right now. Do you want to read in-game chat and confirm if we're ready to get this one started? I know he's having a good time with this one. Really slotting into professional play quite easily. There he is. He's confirmed that we're good to go here. But yeah, Firstkiller, clearly he's excited for people to view what's about to go down.
Yeah, I mean, Firstkiller's been incredibly comfortable all week. I mean, we almost got him switching himself out whilst he was winning 2 days ago. We thought he was going to bring in Kronovi. He then heard that Magic Bear was coming back. He was like, okay, well, opportunity for me to show how good I am yet again. So for Firstkiller, he's just so comfortable in these positions. And it's going to be a huge test for LionBlaze, but we have got ourselves started over on Manfield, as we should be for a 1v1 Grand Final. Indeed.
You know, you've got a lot of great maps to choose in Rocket League, and the map pool just continues to increase as we go on through the years. But this, always has been, and I think always will have a sweet spot when it comes to 1v1. And it definitely does for Firstkiller. This is where he won the last big North American Ones tournament. Salt Mine NA, and he's off to a flying start here. He didn't slow down for a heartbeat in the near post. LionBlaze expected him to do so. I think that's a sign of things to come. Firstkiller attacking early on every play.
Yeah, Firstkiller will vary his pace so often. This is going to be much more difficult for LionBlaze to really gauge, because when he was playing against J-Rush yesterday, he was very aware of what he was heading in for. Firstkiller, he will play situations more than he'll play his opponent, and that's going to be a horrid thing for LionBlaze to get used to, because there is no set pace. Firstkiller will just take the pace that the situation requires.
The problem for LionBlaze is, is a really good analogy you bring up talking about J-Russ, because yesterday we got to see J-Russ. He's a great defender when he's coming forward, and he's capable of going backwards as well when he's having his shadow in the play, but he prefers to attack the ball. LionBlaze, he's, I think, a better defender going backwards. He likes to shadow in defense. He tries to come forward as well to mix things up, but definitely not his forte. Firstkiller's just as good going both ways, and that kind of diversity makes him such a scary player to go up against. Whether you're on the ball or off it, he really is difficult to read and difficult to counter.
This is a good spot for LionBlaze. Wants to just try and force Firstkiller off the ball. Firstkiller is tricky to try and get hold of. Again, LionBlaze trying to play for ball and boost. It's going to be up to Firstkiller to really figure out how he wants to deal with this, because he's incredibly low and he's missed the ball entirely. LionBlaze will punish.
Well, that is a rare sight. Firstkiller turning like an oil tanker in this one. That's massive. Underseer picked the wrong line entirely, and LionBlaze just walks it in for the 1-goal lead. And this is important, because in the 2v2 round that we just saw, Space Station were dominant, and they hardly put a foot wrong. But, if we're expecting that same level of dominance from Firstkiller, we've already seen him slip up. So, definitely a chink in the armor, something that LionBlaze can exploit. A quick reaction to the flick keeps Firstkiller away from danger for now. It's a good spot, though, for LionBlaze. He can keep the ball here for a long, long time.
And he's not rushing it. I actually think he might have been able to sneak that through. Instead, gave Firstkiller a little bit of respect, and here's Firstkiller off to the air, wants to take it low.
Oh, he's got him.
And it works out perfectly. I think LionBlaze is giving Firstkiller a little too much respect.
Oh, I wonder if Firstkiller is paying attention to LionBlaze games yesterday against J-Russ, because there is many times in that series where J-Russ managed to fake LionBlaze and go underneath him. It's a difficult thing to do against Firstkiller, who always stays quite low in his challenges, but LionBlaze has been pre-jumping a lot recently, and maybe Firstkiller is going to try and exploit that. Is it going to happen again? This time Firstkiller is over his head, and no pre-jump is going to save that one. Double touch for 3-2.
And this is the one thing J-Russ didn't get going yesterday. He took a long time to start setting up his own shots in the way he wanted to be hitting them. Firstkiller, it's taken him 2 minutes, and he's already hitting bangers. This
was really hard to read for LionBlaze, because Firstkiller disguised the shot until the very last minute. He got very close before boosting into the ball for that touch that hit it into the crossbar. It just makes it difficult for LionBlaze to know what's coming his way, especially with the wide array of shots that we're seeing players attempt from the air these days in ones. It's not going to work for Firstkiller. He's deciding to just take the recovery route here. That's a good look at why these shots are more viable than ever. The recoveries helping it be possible. LionBlaze is completely missed. An uncontested shot, though. I think Firstkiller would have been there to save it. You got to test him from that range.
Well, he's not going to require too much testing this time around. Should reach it. And we'll turn the ball in. But yeah, previous shot, I think he was expecting it to bounce out towards him rather than rolling. He ended up finding himself way too close and unable to take the shot that he was after.
Yeah, it looks like Firstkiller just missed his reset on that one. Obviously, on the previous play, he decided halfway through, well, this isn't working, I'm just going to go for a recovery. Got caught on the demo by LionBlaze demo on the landing. But that time, Firstkiller thought he had a reset and he didn't, so he had to just take the L. And I think he's going to be taking another one. LionBlaze ahead by 1, and we're seeing numerous misplays here by Firstkiller. LionBlaze quick to punish all of them. That touch really not the safest in the midfield by First.
And LionBlaze is usually very good. I mean, Firstkiller is usually very good at constantly darting around the camera, making sure he's fully aware of where his opponent is. He's not doing that today. There's a second time now that LionBlaze managed to catch him from a blind angle and just instantly counterattack from it. Now looks to try and get another ball up, but here's where LionBlaze does shine. Picks up both the boosts. He's got the ball. He's made this awkward for himself, though, and forced to let go of the offense. LionBlaze, that is where he's typically at his best. He doesn't want to give up those shots for free.
LionBlaze looking to get some big flicks in game 1. Just making sure that he's got that locked in today. Those of you who have been following his One's career for a long time will know that his flicks haven't always shown up when he needs them to. I don't think he's going to catch up to this one, though. Firstkiller puts in an open net. Had a long way to go with it, but what was LionBlaze doing in the corner here? And he's got to show more respect to Firstkiller's counterattacks, as this is something we're probably going to see attempted over and over again today.
But he is still only a minute and a half away from potentially taking the first game of this entire tournament from Firstkiller. But Firstkiller, we can step it up in these last few moments. We have got LionBlaze, cuts the ball inwards. Firstkiller on 29, picks himself up some more small ones. And that one needed to be top corner if he wanted to go straight for net. Instead, he's picked up that 100 yet again. Tries to take out Firstkiller, he skimmed him. And he wanted the demo, didn't get what he was after.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go skimmed there, semi-skimmed. It has to be all in or nothing. LionBlaze, very reliant on the flick game so far. Now comes the bump, mid-air. Firstkiller gets under him, and he scoops the ball away from the danger. He's trying to disguise his boost total here. LionBlaze not having any of it. He runs all the way around him. And, it didn't look like he was going to get a goal here for very long, but that's a really nice recovery with a wave dash. Makes the opportunity available for him. Puts it in.
Yeah, sometimes, especially when you've got long time in offense, it's actually more likely you're going to score when your opponent's trying to escape, because that's finally your opportunity to open up a few gaps. It's exactly what LionBlaze was able to do this time. Picked up the 100, instantly skirted it around, and now he might be skirting himself to a 2-0 victory. Instead, he's missed the shot. Firstkiller.
Oh, wait a minute.
His own wide as well.
What?
Both players are flopping with their own production.
Oh my goodness.
And now it's going to be Firstkiller back on the ball, up to the wall, looks for the top corner, and it's off the crossbar instead.
Oh, the drama at the end of game 1 here. Both players completely mishit their shots. Firstkiller's still pressuring as we get late into the game. He's trying to get a lineup to take a shot on that one. It wasn't sitting too nicely for him. LionBlaze hangs on. That's a huge demo. He might just try and run down the clock.
Yeah, it goes back to his own corner. Firstkiller has got to find some way to dive in. Instead, LionBlaze up on the wall. Just trying to take it just over the top of Firstkiller. And is this the first loss on his record? It will be. LionBlaze and 72 Pin Connector have got game 1.
Well, there is, like you say, the first loss for Firstkiller in this entire tournament. He went undefeated in the qualifiers. He went undefeated in the quarterfinals, undefeated in the semifinals. But LionBlaze has taken a game off him. There is a world
out there where that miss from LionBlaze does come back to haunt him. And it's the world where Firstkiller actually hits the follow-up shot. He got very aggressive for so little time remaining, and he should have been punished. Firstkiller, wide open net. You would not expect him to be missing those.
Absolutely. No, this was insane. Like, you don't see Firstkiller missing these shots historically. He's such a deadly counter-attacker. It's why I was saying yesterday, or the other day rather, you just can't really shoot the ball across his goal. He will lunge across there, get the save, land on the back wall, and counter-attack, and score. Now, usually he will score in these opportunities. But clearly Firstkiller's feeling the pressure as well, because there was not just that one misplay. He had a few last game. He's off to a good start in game 2, but he's got to settle down here. He's got to calm the nerves, because LionBlaze definitely looks like a big threat to him. Biggest threat we've seen so far by a long way.
It's been very demo heavy so far, especially from LionBlaze. We saw one there on Firstkiller, well, from Firstkiller onto LionBlaze. But as you mentioned earlier on, Firstkiller does like to stay very close to the ball on his way back from offense to defense. And he's missed again. Put that one just wide. Gonna go for yet another one. Chooses to go far corner.
Oh
it's
my
a beautiful
goodness.
save from LionBlaze.
LionBlaze goalkeeping. Really impressive once again. And you know he's going to be playing that more defensive style today. That is what he prefers. And it's worked against Firstkiller in the past for other players. So why change it in this matchup? Like, it doesn't work unless you're able to do things like this. This is just crazy that LionBlaze can keep the ball out in positions like that. Firstkiller really making it as difficult for him as he can. He's going to go again. Very high into the plate, using a lot of boost just to keep it under control, and that means he's got none left to recover with. Can LionBlaze get around the shot? I think he has, but it's savable, and Firstkiller's done so.
Firstkiller is not getting the first touch that he wants to set up these plays. And he could have been caught for it yet again. Instead, he is now on the transition. LionBlaze on his way back, tried to swipe Firstkiller. Instead, it is just going to be boost. And that's about it for Firstkiller. He's had to move back. LionBlaze takes to the air, and he looks
there
for
it is.
And he's nailed the shot.
Good mix-up by LionBlaze. He showed Firstkiller the air dribble bump attempt in the last game. This time, fakes that, goes high. You see Firstkiller sitting down low there. He wants to wait for LionBlaze to fly into him, so he can get underneath the ball, or get underneath the challenge, rather. Go for the ball like he did last game. LionBlaze not making the same shot twice in a row. That's so important for modern day 1v1. If you do the same thing twice in a row after a failed first attempt, it's unlikely to work the second time as well.
I'm just casting my mind back now. There's another misplay. What is up with Firstkiller?
This is rare.
All over the shop.
This is really rare to see Firstkiller messing up mechanics like this. He just misread where the ball was going to be. He drove past it on the wall. We had this earlier as well in the previous game. He just drove around the ball in the corner. And, you know, even if he does hit the boost in that play, shouldn't be missing the ball. It's not to do with that. He just picked the wrong line. He wanted the boost and the ball, and he missed both of them.
And this time around, he's not got enough power on his shot for LionBlaze to not fully control it. So we all know where LionBlaze is off to. One shot, steal the boost. He's going to want to try and keep this ball pressured in the final third. But Firstkiller reads it well this time, wants to hit the open net, and he will do. That is much needed, just to make sure that he's fully aware that he can still hit these.
Yeah, it's more like what you're expecting to see from Firstkiller. When you give him these kind of opportunities, he's, you know, I'd say even 99 times out of 100 going to take them. Maybe even more historically. He's so consistent with his power shots. You know, I'm starting to see a trend here in LionBlaze's offensive game. He is hesitating on most of the plays. He's waiting to see what Firstkiller is going to do and then trying to make a move. You know, defensively, I've given him credit that is successful for him in terms of play style. But in offense, I want to see him making more moves and then just letting Firstkiller decide what to do after the fact.
For LionBlaze, it's pretty much 90-10. 90% of the time, he's just trying to put some shot and get Firstkiller to move. It's only 10% of the time that he wants to go all in. This is all in for boost control if you're LionBlaze. But you can't keep going back to it. As you mentioned earlier on, if you keep going for a shot that's not working, your opponent's going to figure it out. If you keep going for a strategy that's starting to work less and less, there's a reason for that, and it's because your opponent is starting to figure out what you're going for and how to start countering.
It's a great play in the back corner by LionBlaze. Sharp turn, stays goal side of the ball. Pre-flip keeps him in control of the possession. Little double touch as he dodges off the sidewall. That's more like it from LionBlaze. Just take some shots. Firstkiller's been making mistakes today. It's rare to see, but it's happening. And if your opponent is making mistakes, if they're mispositioning their car, then why not just shoot some shots on target and see what happens?
Still 2 each. It was tied when we got to this point last game. It's tied here in game number 2. Firstkiller forced to just try and shadow us as much as he possibly can. LionBlaze goes all in, and he gets all of the rewards.
That is exactly what you want to see from him. So we've seen a failed air dribble bump, we've seen a successful air dribble, and now a successful air dribble dunk. LionBlaze mixing it up in the air dribble department, and he's having success time and time again. Low scoring game for a 1v1, and that's going to favor LionBlaze. Firstkiller having a hard time in the matchup, but that's accurate shooting. Top corner, far post. A difficult place to score against either of these guys. But with Firstkiller's accuracy and his power, it is possible. Look at the shot to the top corner there.
Yeah, LionBlaze was let down a little bit by him overdoing the handbrake. Sort of caught himself in a little bit too far and completely removed all of his speed as he headed towards the back or the near post. So ended up not being able to reach that shot. Now he's giving the ball straight over to Firstkiller. He was choosing to play this on the wide side. I've just caught him napping a little bit here. Firstkiller immediately back on the counter, and he's got himself a lead.
Yeah, he's too fast on the turn this time. Firstkiller is trying to force one in. I'll notice that his car was the one pointing downwards when his dodge ended. So he was able to boost down into the ground, start turning much faster than LionBlaze, who was pointing up in the air. Kind of bounced off the ball in the wrong way. Firstkiller with a comeback here. He's in control with a minute remaining. LionBlaze tries to sneak in for a challenge, but Firstkiller's shooting. It's looking very snappy right now. You know, he's had some inconsistencies today, but the power is definitely showing up in his shots.
Didn't get the flick he was after, though, and LionBlaze tries to convert as quickly as he possibly can. Firstkiller already back. It becomes a scramble for the back corner boost. LionBlaze will win, but now he's got to start the work all the way from the beginning, and Firstkiller, so much power on the clear that he's been able to go and just retreat for another 100. Dives on through. He's not won the challenge fully, but it just lands perfectly for him. He can recover and start to transition.
That's risky play by First, and he's missed again. That's wide open. LionBlaze is up for it, and he puts it in. We've got another tie game off another Firstkiller misplay, and I've got to say, I'm not honestly liking what I'm seeing from him, not just mechanically, but strategically beforehand. Giving LionBlaze the entire pitch to decide to do it with a dribble, probably not a good idea, but Firstkiller decided to go for that play. Fakes the kickoff now. LionBlaze doesn't see it coming. It's Firstkiller first up on the play as we get to the end of game number 2.
Firstkiller was up in the lead in the last game and dropped it. Doesn't want to see it happen again.
He's
Great
done
save
it
to start with, but Firstkiller still there. Rockets the ball.
Another unsuccessful pre-jump for LionBlaze. You know, he got a little piece of this one on the way back down, but Firstkiller was right there with him to slam it home. And he's got the lead back. Surely now he can just secure his first win in the series. It's been a messy one for First standards, but he's in a hugely advantageous position now. Has the ball control, has the 100 boost. LionBlaze has nothing. That's got to be the end of the game now. Firstkiller are going to add one more to his tally, and we have a tie series.
Gotta agree with you. Firstkiller is making a few mistakes. And definitely more than we used to see from him, but this is just a show of just how good Firstkiller really is that he has made those mistakes, and they've been mistakes that have led directly to him conceding goals, and he still wins this one by 2. He's tough, man. He's very, very tough, and for LionBlaze, he's going to need Firstkiller to sort of remain in the current state of not quite perfect, because LionBlaze, I feel like he's sort of hitting his level right now where most of it mechanically is coming off for him, but strategically, he's going to have to see how brave he's willing to be, because it hits you differently in a grand final. You know, we put this in a show match, it's one thing. You put this in a grand final where your team is relying on you to try and break the deadlock, or you got other teams actually relying on you to break the deadlock. You got more money on the line. It's a different feeling, man, and he's going to have to try and get used to that.
You know, as we go further on into this series, I do expect both of these guys to start standing off a lot more in close situations. If we've got tight games late into the business end of the series, it's harder and harder to challenge early. Look at the delayed flick, though, by Firstkiller to open the scoring. You're not going to read that one. LionBlaze tried to, didn't even come close.
I would like Lion, if he is going to go for these, to actually commit to some sort of fake challenges, because he's not trying them just yet. And for Firstkiller, whenever he is moving across the field, it's been completely unchallenged. He's doing it for free. He's got himself a 2-goal lead. And for LionBlaze, you know, it's not dire just yet, but you can start seeing the pieces coming together.
Yeah, Firstkiller really just, you know, making a statement there right after Game 2 win with that flick to take the opening goal. He's basically telling LionBlaze, yeah, you're not going to have the ability to just wait on the goal line and save my shots. They're going to be too good. So LionBlaze having a bit of a reality check here. He will bump Firstkiller over the line though. And, you know, it's LionBlaze who's dominating the air dribble matchup so far. Scoring from all types of angles, all types of strategies. Firstkiller wanted to try and dodge after getting bumped there, but he went for it a bit too early.
That is the fourth that has worked out for LionBlaze, and I don't actually recall any of them not. So if he wants something that he can keep going back to and sort of be a comfort blanket, then that play is certainly going to be it. Firstkiller, though, it will just be a case of how long will it take for him to start seeing the little tells in LionBlaze. He's going to have to retreat here. Firstkiller trying to set himself up. He's trying to find a way to make this 2 each.
Look at the confidence of Firstkiller. As soon as LionBlaze tries to slow down the play in the back corner, get a dribble started, Firstkiller straight away, right up in his face and pressuring him. This is, you know, forcing LionBlaze to jump many times when he doesn't want to, and he's done it again. Firstkiller, without really having to do much, just accepts the 2-goal lead right back. And that's the difference between these two play styles. Firstkiller is he's going to be pressuring way up the field. LionBlaze not as familiar with that strategy. And you're seeing what kind of success you can get from it if you are.
Yeah, for Firstkiller, he was just playing LionBlaze like a puppet. There's a decent amount of power, but not on target. And Firstkiller read it quick enough to make sure he was aware that it wasn't going to be going into his own net. 2 goals to the better. Firstkiller still being incredibly aggressive with where he's positioning on the field.
Yeah, once again, Firstkiller just moves up and steps into that danger zone, comes away with the possession. And this is, I'd say, the more successful defensive strategy at the moment because LionBlaze is hardly getting any shots. Firstkiller is getting multiple. Unless LionBlaze is clinical, it's going to be really difficult. Another air dribble. This one's saved. LionBlaze is going to get dunked on the exit as well. That's just in. And Firstkiller ahead by 3. Starting to assert his authority here. And this is the first game where First hasn't put a foot wrong.
I think that was an odd play for LionBlaze to really be going for. He's got so much time, it's not that bad of a deficit. So to be going for a shot from that sort of angle where you've got to do everything correct and you've got to also hope that Firstkiller is a little bit off with his positioning, it just doesn't quite make sense to me as to why he tried to pressure it that much that quickly.
Indeed. LionBlaze, he has time, and even though he's likely to be defending for the majority of this game, if he continues to give Firstkiller as much space as he is, he can wait for these opportunities to come. I did say he has to be clinical, but that doesn't, that doesn't really write off the winning chance for LionBlaze here. We've seen him shoot on and win games, very low shots in the past, converting on the majority. You know, this is overall a better look for LionBlaze. He's still having a hard time dispossessing Firstkiller, but at least he's starting to fake challenges further up the field and get Firstkiller thinking. Not just let Firstkiller march all the way forward with absolutely no pressure on him.
The LionBlaze still forced to respect the name tag that is coming forward to his side of the field. You can see it happening a lot. That's the reason why we're getting a lot of jumps from LionBlaze. That the idea is that Firstkiller could do something
He's got him.
to put the ball on net, but somehow that has managed to sneak on through. I was stuck on Firstkiller the entire time. I didn't get to see any of that ball traveling.
It's just a great reaction by LionBlaze. Simple double jump pop into the top corner because he saw Firstkiller turning. Firstkiller's going to need to be careful if he wants to turn and challenge in these positions. He'll probably want to get goal side first because then LionBlaze is going to struggle to see him in the play. Power slide on the landing by LionBlaze. Speeds up the recovery, keeps control of the ball, but like again, Firstkiller snipes him on the landing. Great awareness by him. Very direct dribbling by both of these guys, and in a bump-heavy matchup, it's not too surprising. LionBlaze is trying to stay active, trying to stay with him in this one. Firstkiller's been in the driver's seat, but LionBlaze is right behind him. Just trying to get control.
Oh my goodness.
Big bump by First. That's just too good. And he had the boost advantage, turns it into a goal immediately.
Just sat on LionBlaze's camera the entire time, and it's like, where do you get involved here? Where can you take the ball away from Firstkiller? There's a simple answer, really. You don't. You just watch the ball go into the back of your net, and you either like it or you don't. Either way, it's happened.
Yeah, Firstkiller is starting to dominate here. LionBlaze had already looked quite hesitant offensively earlier in the series, and that was when it was going a bit better for him. Now that Firstkiller is starting to run away with it ever so slightly, We really need the confidence to step up for LionBlaze. Pretty good flick. In fact, he's got Firstkiller to land inside his goal. That's a result for LionBlaze here. He'll be able to continue attacking. He's got some space to work with. But going side to side again and resulting in 0 shots on target. And too often that's the case with LionBlaze offense. He's not putting the ball towards the blue net. Firstkiller not going to even have to make saves in these plays.
Yep, Firstkiller looked to go for the far side. LionBlaze, though, continuing to reverse over his own backboard. Still gets the save. For Firstkiller, this is all now just about killing off the clock. It's a fantastic shot, just not going to be on target. Still, it's amazing how often Firstkiller can produce power. But LionBlaze, again, gets one for free. And I do have to question, what exactly was Firstkiller after? He tried to swipe across LionBlaze.
He thought about going for the demo here, but LionBlaze heard him coming. Even if Firstkiller continued going for that demo play, LionBlaze would have jumped over it. But to make it really, really good for LionBlaze, he didn't just avoid the demo with that jump. He set up a shot as well. That was exactly the counter to Firstkiller's play. Firstkiller going a bit too far up the field on that one. LionBlaze with another bump. Is he going to recover faster? No, Firstkiller always quick to recover and beats him to it.
Firstkiller wants to avoid a scare here,
no.
and he's going to do exactly that. LionBlaze has
Oh,
ended up just flying past it, and there's a cheeky little bit of BM in the chat.
oh,
We know Firstkiller likes to gab a little bit.
no, but
It's gonna be no
seriously
different
though,
today.
LionBlaze had to go for that. I mean, with the time that he had remaining, he wasn't going to win this game unless he tries to just hard read that bounce and put it directly on target with a perfect touch. So he's played to the only win condition that he had. He's going to lose this game anyway, so he went for it. Ended up looking a little bit silly when he misses entirely, but that does happen sometimes when you're trying to read a bounce very early and get a very slight touch on the ball. So you got to say LionBlaze is just playing to win there. It's the only chance that he had. But Firstkiller trying to capitalize on the pretty hilarious whiff that did occur by rubbing it in with a quick chat.
So let's sort of break down what we've seen over the first 3 games so far, Johnny, which is this has been a very direct sort of game so far. Very little happening in the midfield. Both players have been happy to let each other take turns in offense. But it's been Firstkiller who's been more aggressive so far with his offensive plays, and he's been more clinical with what he's actually putting together. On LionBlaze's side, a bit tentative right now, and I'm wondering when that is going to crack a little bit, and he's going to be forced to step that up a gear.
Well, this game was the first one that we saw from Firstkiller where he didn't make a huge blunder and concede off of it. So that's obviously a bonus for him and for Rogue. But the main thing for LionBlaze to focus on, in my opinion, is just trying to give us some more variety with his dribbling plays. We saw so much variety with his air dribbling. So clearly he knows that is something he needs to do. But every time he dribbles, it tends to just be putting the ball on top of his car and driving straight towards Firstkiller's goal and trying to get a flick happen. Trying to make a flick happen, I should say. If we get a bit more side to side in his dribbling play, it's going to be harder to read. It's also, more importantly, going to be harder for Firstkiller to challenge as early as he is. The reason we're seeing Firstkiller just drive straight in on every single play is because he knows at this point LionBlaze wants to ball carry in a straight line. How do you counter that? Well, you just get right in there early and put in a 50-50.
So it's going to be the perfect start for LionBlaze. He wants to try and find a second one, though. First things first, got a challenge. No, and he's got enough boost. What a recovery from LionBlaze. Firstkiller, as always, tripping LionBlaze up, though. Has been Firstkiller's response. He's not trying to turn around and challenge in the midfield. He's just trying to keep attacking the car itself of LionBlaze, and it's worked out very well.
Firstkiller knows that sometimes, especially in the offensive corner, it can be better to play for a boost steal or a bump rather than the ball, because most 50-50s in the defensive corner are going to go the way of the defender. It's not going to go LionBlaze's way this time because he's just defending the wall more than his goal. Firstkiller spied that bottom left completely open, and he sends it on target. Looking at how accurate Firstkiller's shooting is, placing shots perfectly here, you wonder how you missed the game 1 open net. But sometimes it's the easier ones that get you.
One each. LionBlaze tries to put it off first time. Instead, he's going to give up the boost and the ball, especially off the corner. Firstkiller up to the air, drops it down, and LionBlaze can reach. Be happy to see that there wasn't too much power in the original shot, as Firstkiller did end up losing that second jump. He's going to be back over to the other corner yet again. Firstkiller is unrelenting in these positions, and you've got to try and keep track of where he is boost-wise if you're on the defensive side. As another trip up does happen. Firstkiller to the air. Probably going to go far corner. Instead, plays for the bump. I mean, not for the bump, for the block. But LionBlaze is holding up well so far, and he'll be happy to finally see the ball in the blue side of the field.
Yeah, it's good defense by LionBlaze. But what are we going to see from him when he gets a chance to take a shot on net? Well, that's pretty good. So, straight away manages to create a scoring option for himself. And this has been missing from his play. He's had, quite a lot of possession. But, putting the shots on target has been the problem. This time he went straight for it with the setup. Faked a 50-50, Firstkiller bit. And now he's down by 1 again. LionBlaze has to try and keep this up. He needs to keep mixing up the offense. This Firstkiller, so far, has looked far more deadly in attack than he has.
Firstkiller opens up the angle. He can go anywhere he wants, chooses the backboard. And LionBlaze, huge whiff on his part. Firstkiller just taps the ball in.
Yeah, the pressure got to him here. Firstkiller is known for attacking those rebounds early. LionBlaze had to go up for it in his mind, because all he sees in his head as this ball goes over his head to the backboard is, yeah, Firstkiller's definitely pre-jumped this. He's up for the rebound. I have to go with him or he's just scoring. However, this was the time that Firstkiller didn't go. He respected LionBlaze's backboard read, just thought, okay, maybe he's going to miss this. I'll wait around and see. And that's exactly what's happened.
LionBlaze will see this one away. He's got the boost as well. Tried to go straight for net, and unfortunately for him, it is not on target.
It's a tough one, though. I mean, he had to go very quickly for that. Even if he did put it on target, there's a chance Firstkiller can get back and stop it.
Ooh, this is happening a few more times, though. Last game, we saw LionBlaze being forced to jump a lot earlier than Firstkiller was for many plays, and since Firstkiller wasn't jumping, he could just control the ball afterwards.
Here we go.
This time around, we've got a few occasions where LionBlaze has managed to get a hold of it.
Oh!
It's another successful air dribble. Firstkiller, he's going to just start despising the sight of these.
I've got to give him credit where it's due. I said I want to see more of a mix-up in offense, but before that I did say his air dribble offense has been brilliantly varied, and he continues to impress in that aspect. I want to see more air dribbles from LionBlaze, honestly, because he's having so much success with them. Could go for one here. He might. It's going to be a difficult one to get under control. Well, he is going to just go for the recovery out of it. Didn't get the best first and second touches, so I think really safe play there by Lion to just back out of the initial plan, which was probably to put a shot on net, and instead just keep it under control, make sure Firstkiller can't counter.
LionBlaze does still have control of this game. He's got control of the ball. He's got plenty of boost to his name. And Firstkiller doesn't care about any of it. Yeah. Just swipes the ball straight off him. Gonna look for the bump. No, instead, almost slid that ball in without even having to jump into it. Firstkiller's offense silky smooth when he wants it to be. This time around, he goes for all-out power. And LionBlaze forced to respect every single maneuver that Firstkiller comes up with. But that heavy touch just hands away the ball. Firstkiller will be able to get back in time. But still,
great reads.
His offense going away from him.
This is great stuff by LionBlaze. Firstkiller's tried to catch him out in the back corner. He thought the LionBlaze would go for the boost, but LionBlaze saw it coming, went straight for the ball, shut it down, and then he's also read Firstkiller's line of play in defense. Takes him out with the demo, and now that's the biggest lead we've seen from LionBlaze. 2 goals, not a lot of time left with the scoreline in consideration. The kickoff will work out for LionBlaze here. Plays the safe defensive approach here. Didn't want to run and go for a boost steal in mid in case he left the ball wide open. Never doubt LionBlaze's ability to find the safe option and play it out well.
Going to be doing exactly that yet again. Not too much on the first flick, but was trying to follow. LionBlaze can't afford to get too confident here. There was still plenty of boost on Firstkiller's side. Now, just to let it drop.
Wow.
Firstkiller has allowed LionBlaze to take this ball under his own control.
Oh, wow.
With the flick, and LionBlaze will say thank you very much.
Oh, wow.
Could you do that again?
Well, Firstkiller better do something different in the next attack, because clearly trying to get LionBlaze to pre-jump is not going to work every single time. LionBlaze launches a flick top corner. Looking like the SpaceX launch yesterday, but can Firstkiller come back? He's got a good kickoff. It's back within 2 now. And take a close look at this in the replay. It's a diagonal spawn. Firstkiller pushes it across the face. Now, LionBlaze has to do something different here on the next one, or he might have that happen again.
Let's see if he can do it.
He's got to go left.
Another diagonal.
Surely LionBlaze has to go left here. He's going to go right, and it's just about gone in. I told you, man, just give me a heart attack here, LionBlaze. He's tried the same strategy twice in a row, and it's really almost ruined him here. The post to the rescue. LionBlaze still ahead.
LionBlaze will be taking this in a long detour, if he possibly can. Instead, gave it straight back over to Firstkiller, who almost whiffed on the ball. 15 seconds currently on the clock. Firstkiller didn't get the bump, but he still won the ball outright. And suddenly, Johnny, this has got mighty interesting.
LionBlaze got a bit greedy on that one. Didn't stay goal side, went too high on it. And, you know, like I said, he was maybe thinking about the demo in the back corner, but you've got to defend the ball as well if you're going to commit to it. LionBlaze played the same kickoff strategy again. He's lost it again. He's only got himself to blame for this tough position at the end of game number 4. Firstkiller goes low. This didn't work earlier. It didn't work this time either. Ooh. LionBlaze might be hanging on, but Firstkiller keeps it in the air. Has to turn early. He's got it past LionBlaze. It's past the goal, though. He's still got a chance, though. Has the boost advantage. LionBlaze is with him. Oh, my goodness! What a recovery by Firstkiller. He finds the way through, and we are going to overtime.
Firstkiller is the boogeyman of Rocket League 1v1 play.
What?
0 seconds, 3 different times LionBlaze tried to defend against it, and none of them could get rid of him.
That's so heartbreaking for 72-pin connector, and for LionBlaze, 3-goal lead smashed, but he can take it all back, and he does. LionBlaze with authority ties up the series. We're going to game 5 all evens.
Well, I think we've all found out the new solution to the boogeyman. Punch it in the face.
You know, what did I say?
Strategy.
What did I say? In late games in this series, when things are all tied up, players are more likely to back off. What's a good counter to a defender backing off? Getting right in their face with the bump, and we see it right there. It's expected at this point. And, you know, I think this is why there's such a reputation for air dribble bumps deciding ones games, because in these really tense positions where it's all even, defenders are too afraid to dive in. Nobody's lunging in for challenges. Nobody's attacking early. Everybody shadows, and that is when the air dribble bump is most deadly.
Yes, and as a defender, obviously, no one wants to be that defender that dived on through and got beat for the ball. So you're always going to hold yourself back and try and give yourself the most opportunities to try and defend. Heck, half the time you're hoping that your opponent's going to feel just as nervous as you are and just blast the ball elsewhere. But LionBlaze definitely not one of those players. We're up to 2 each here. And after what was a fantastic end to the last game, or 2 games ago for Firstkiller, and a fantastic start to the last one, LionBlaze is clawing his way back into this. He's not had long periods of the time where he's looked all that dominant, but he's still here.
There you go.
He's 2-0, and he's got himself the first goal in Game 5.
And how scary does he look? This is why I love to see this from LionBlaze, when he's not just ball carrying. When he starts to weave left and right, Firstkiller has a much harder time reading the play. That was more like it from LionBlaze on the dribble.
And what's key is that we haven't seen many of those plays work for LionBlaze so far. A lot of it has been either counterattacks, very direct, or it's been those air dribbles into whatever he wants to set up from them. So to get an actual ground play that's fully worked for him is huge in this series.
Oh yeah, it's massive. I mean, he's had so many of his dribbles saved. Yes, the flicks have been insane at times. He did launch a huge flick into Firstkiller's goal to take a 3-goal lead last game. I think Firstkiller's done it to him here, though. LionBlaze a bit too close for comfort in this play, and we're back level again.
And for as many things that I can talk about how LionBlaze is doing well in his comeback, this has been a consistent the entire time. These fake challenges are not working against Firstkiller. He doesn't believe them. He's looking at LionBlaze's name and says, there is no way you are going to dive in on this.
Yeah, it just doesn't happen. It's so true. LionBlaze has to actually dive in at some point, just to
I think,
he's
got to lose his senses a little bit.
But yeah, he's just got to put his head down and go for the ball when it's in a really silly position, because then Firstkiller will realize, wait a minute, he can do that. And that now means that he can't just abuse LionBlaze backing off. Look at the air dribble bump defense from LionBlaze. Firstkiller right back into the play though. Insane recovery by him. And we're back into Firstkiller control. LionBlaze staying close to it again, but there's no flick to be scared of here. There's definitely the shot though, but LionBlaze flies out of the bump into a clear. Really great adaptation mid-play there from Lion.
But he's still got to find a way of trying to control the midfield. Firstkiller has taken the full amount of the boost, and this is horrible for LionBlaze. Getting the touches, though, to keep the ball awkward.
Yeah, he's done well. This is a really
he's
difficult
managed to keep this. That really should have been a goal-scoring opportunity for Firstkiller, but LionBlaze held him off.
Yeah.
Yeah, needs to try and escape.
Yeah, it was a really difficult spot for LionBlaze. He didn't have a lot of boost, didn't want to give Firstkiller space to just turn around and start a dribbling play. So he stayed there with him, and he did the best that he could, but he's left the ball completely open here, and Firstkiller with the immediate punish.
I mean, it's a good idea, but that touch-up has got to be so much heavier.
Yeah.
It's got to get so much higher to buy that time he needs before Firstkiller comes in. He just simply didn't get it, but it is the small margins that are making the difference.
Yeah, the plan was good there for LionBlaze, making the touch and then going for the boost in the corner. It is the best play in the position, but you've got to make a good touch on the ball, and if you don't, you have to adapt to that fact. It's saved by Firstkiller, but look how much more difficult it is for him today to get counter-attacks going with his saves. LionBlaze, one of the most insane flickers of the ball that we've seen in the 1v1 game. Every single one of these is backing Firstkiller up into the net.
To the air, LionBlaze, will he continue to saturate? No, this time Firstkiller gets the body of the car in front of the ball, and he's still finding success with this. Firstkiller feints him out, gets the follow-up.
Oh, you got him again.
Firstkiller's midfield success is incredible.
You just can't miss him right now. Firstkiller lands on LionBlaze, and then even afterwards he decides to bump him a second time as LionBlaze lands. That's brutal, but Firstkiller, such a deadly player, so accurate, not only with his precise hits on the ball, but even of his opponents.
Now up to a 3. Firstkiller stepping it up to a new level here. We said he was the final boss. Well, we didn't say the final boss couldn't have multiple stages. He certainly seems to be hitting the final one here. Up by 3, 2.5 minutes left in this game. Firstkiller, this is all about just maintaining this current momentum. He's still winning these kickoffs ever so often. Goes to the air, looking for a little bit of style, and LionBlaze will deny him.
Yeah, we need to see more variety from LionBlaze in the kickoff as well. You know, before he got that clutch win in overtime game 4, he did lose 3 kickoff, plays in a row. Well, he lost 3 kickoffs in a row. And my problem with that is that he went for the same kickoff every time. Oh my days. Wait a minute, wow. Firstkiller! Hold on a second. I was ready to give LionBlaze credit for another insane flick, but Firstkiller saved it, and he stayed with it as well. He's still with the ball here. He's scoring. Firstkiller, the madman, dominating game 5.
And still, he is knocking around LionBlaze's car like a pinball. Every time Firstkiller wants a bump, Firstkiller gets a bump. LionBlaze, I think I'm still in shock. I'm sure he's still in shock over the fact that Firstkiller even got close to that save.
Yeah,
but this is horrible right now. Firstkiller is nailing everything. And if you're LionBlaze, you've got to find that next level right now, because Firstkiller is not going to drop his.
Yeah, and now Firstkiller even countered the fake kickoff from LionBlaze. LionBlaze trying to switch it up like we've been asking him to do. But Firstkiller saw it coming and played for the boost steal in the corner immediately. So hard counter there. He's missed this off the back wall, but very few things to complain about when it comes to Firstkiller's game. I think Rogan, his teammates are going to be giving him a big pat on the back for this one, because he is smashing it. Is that a turtle goal?
Wow.
Oh, LionBlaze, you have to go save that. And this one as well. Wanted to see the turtle goal on the replay there, but LionBlaze not having any off it. He's still trying to come back here, and there is time. That's
my favorite goal out of the ones that were just tried for. That one right there, because that one I can actually do.
This one.
Yeah, that. The other one, maybe 1, 2,
maybe once in a
attempts,
training pack.
And there we go.
Yeah. Is there going to be time though for LionBlaze? He's a decent kickoff here. I don't think Firstkiller's going to leave it alone though. That's good play by First. He knows the only way he loses here is if he goes for boost when he shouldn't. So he doesn't go for boost when he shouldn't.
Did he have to hit that so accurately?
Okay.
My goodness. Firstkiller taking it on everyone right now. He's Taking it out by constantly hitting LionBlaze's car. He's now just taking it out on the crossbar. He is after this victory and trying to just cement even further just how far ahead he is of the rest of the North American competition.
Yeah, that's just wild. You know, we talked about this yesterday. You know, having confidence in your shots in these positions in ones is so key, because if you miss that by hitting it too high, the other guy's just scoring because you're going to smash the ball off the bar and end up passing it to them. But it didn't even look for a moment like Firstkiller would miss that one. As soon as he attacked it, you just know. You're like, yeah, he's just scoring. It's crazy how confident you could be in him. Oh, LionBlaze wanted the double demo, but Firstkiller spawned on the other side. It would have been a small win in a matchup that he's really been dominated in. Game 5, firmly in Firstkiller's favor. It's the power of that flick. So
I know, it's absolutely ridiculous how he can catch it on the same part of the car every single time for that much power.
There's different types of flicks as well. Forwards, backwards, you know, throwing into diagonals as well. He's always got the power every time. It didn't work out this time. It's not been enough. Firstkiller, way too much for him. Are they going to go for the double dribble here? Oh, they messed it up. Unfortunate, but
did we get an official time for the last one?
For the double dribble time?
Yeah, before somebody, and we're not naming names, tried to jump on through and ruin it.
I don't think we did, no, but I mean, it was definitely longer than that one, because this one, we had, what, one bounce and then it hit the ground, so not the greatest attempt of the double dribble. You know, this is actually so far quite similar to the 3v3 that we saw to start off the day. We had, I think, yeah, Envy going 3-2 ahead before Space Station smashed it from behind. You know, can LionBlaze do the same thing? Personally, I don't think so. I think Firstkiller's just playing way too good right now, but yeah, what do you guys think? Is there a chance for LionBlaze yet? Drop an L in the chat if you think so.
Oh, is that what we're using? That's
yeah, it's very funny.
It's an interesting way of
we get F for Firstkiller, L for LionBlaze, not the most...
this is the most backwards voting system we've ever heard of.
That's not usually what you'd see these letters being spammed for.
So LionBlaze going to find himself on the defense to start off, but this is a good save, and he can try and recover this. Firstkiller just... he doesn't care about just instantly going back. If Firstkiller's offense doesn't actually come off for him, his next priority is to make sure that your recovery is not going to be good enough. Firstkiller does read the idea of trying to go for the turtle shot. Now he races to the other side of the field. It's already in. He doesn't need to do anything.
Thought maybe it was going to bounce off the bar and down, but I'll just calm down. It's just in. Nice little pinch shot there by Firstkiller. Accurate. Didn't need to be too powerful with LionBlaze completely out of the game. You know, worrying sign already for 72 Pin Connector fans, for LionBlaze fans. That was his worst flick he's had all series, and he needs his flicks to be at their absolute best if he's going to have any chance right now.
Also, he's got to sort these kickoffs out because he's not had much success over the last few games. Firstkiller kind of slowly run out of boost. Just very good at feathering it, though. And locking down his opponent in this side of the field. LionBlaze currently finds himself only set at 23, and he can't afford to be locked here for too much longer. You can see automatically trying to escape. Didn't get the pinch he was after, but there's a bit of breathing room now.
Yeah, I like that from LionBlaze. It's a threat, and he didn't have any other openings to attack there. It did buy him some time as well. Great save, but Firstkiller still very much in control of the play. LionBlaze thought about going for the 100 boost there, decided against it. That's probably a good idea, so he can apply some pressure earlier on. What a difference it makes when you can fake a challenge that far up the field. Give yourself some time to react to what happens.
Here we go, looking for the flick. There's the power, it's back. It's actually too powerful this time around, but force Firstkiller to respect it. That means LionBlaze can now turn the tables. He's the one with all the boost now, and all the pressure, but that shot is way too powerful.
He's with it, though.
Can follow up with the rebound, and the second shot will be good enough. I was a little worried that he was going to get the ball swiped off him, but he was quicker of the two.
Yeah, Firstkiller just beaten to the ball here completely. Not often you see that, but LionBlaze is extremely fast as well in the recoveries. Firstkiller didn't expect him to be on that ball as quickly as he was, I guess, because Firstkiller easily could have gone quicker for it, but he's misread the play, and LionBlaze has leveled us up.
Once again, this is must-win for LionBlaze. He's got to win this, and one more afterwards. Firstkiller turns. It's a pre-jump save from LionBlaze.
Oh, wow.
And it is a phenomenal one at that.
That was insane.
Well,
he jumped last month.
He brought them out yesterday, Johnny, and he's still got them.
Yeah, he's pretty sure he jumped in April for that one, but it still had the read. Firstkiller refuses to back down. LionBlaze in defense. for the majority of this series and indeed this game. And Firstkiller, you know, this has been such an evolution for him from when he started playing ones at the highest level. He used to be the most defensive player that you could see, but he's become such a monster, such a menace with his pressure that he applies. LionBlaze is finding that out right now.
Oh, and that's a horrid flick from LionBlaze. He's had a few of these, and he's not getting the accuracy. He's either overdone it, or in this case, completely undercooked the shot. That is raw. Yeah, with that little boost available to him, maybe he'll want to just play a bit of a safer strategy. You know, LionBlaze can hit speed flicks with no boost. I've seen it before, but if you miss it, your recovery is going to be horrendous because you've got no boost to get going. And it's a really unnecessary risk there from LionBlaze. Maybe just playing for a 50-50 would have made more sense. Firstkiller right back into the play here, still in control. I think this is the lowest scoring game we've seen so far. LionBlaze got bumped. Firstkiller still with this one. Couple of wave dashes, gets him there fast enough. And 3-1 is a big lead in a matchup like this. LionBlaze going to struggle from any losing position today, but especially one with more than a goal. It was just overzealous this time around. He was adamant he was going to put some pressure to try and break up the pace that Firstkiller was trying to set up. It wasn't the way to try and do it. And every single time we get contact, well, this time around it's going to work out for LionBlaze. And he's got a chance, needs to go for the far side. Oh! And you want some momentum. That's how you gain it. I love that from LionBlaze. The flicks aren't working in this last game, so he had to move away from that. But he still wanted Firstkiller to think that that's what he was doing. Not only jumping behind the ball, but even adding a little bit of spice there, the air roll, to really sell it. 1-goal game, LionBlaze, one of his better kickoff outcomes. Firstkiller's backed off. LionBlaze has some space. Firstkiller feinting it out once. Here's another flick. An incredible save from Firstkiller. Can't keep it out a second time. And LionBlaze starting to get it going offensively. That's much more like it. It doesn't need to go in first try if he's going to recover this well. One of the advantages of the reverse flicks is that you land further away from the opponent's goal. You can more often than not get a follow-up shot in. But even then, I want to see more from LionBlaze because it's not normal to see Firstkiller dumping a save right in the middle of the box. Hold on, is that just in? Almost. Firstkiller had to just play it into the crossbar. LionBlaze turning up the heat here in Game 6. Didn't want to go for it off the wall, though. This will be the biggest test for LionBlaze. Is he going to bump him? When the pressure is on like this, how aggressive is he willing to be, and how calculated are the risks that he's going to take? This time around, chose to play it a little slower, and we know Firstkiller has been aiming for LionBlaze's card. This time around, LionBlaze was able to spot it before it happened. Minute left here, Johnny. Tournament is up in the balance. Oh, big boost disadvantage for First. He's been caught. LionBlaze takes the lead. I think it was always going to be hard coming back from behind. But Firstkiller's overextended. He got caught a little bit out of position. And then he had no chance. Nice bounce this time for LionBlaze. It didn't go up in the air. He's easily able to put it in. 46 seconds left. Can he send us to Game 7? If he does, then this would be the ending to this tournament that it does deserve. And he's going to be bouncing out well, but Firstkiller bullies LionBlaze off the ball. That's going to be 4 each. Firstkiller sticks to what's working. Huge bumps by Firstkiller. He saw exactly where LionBlaze was landing, slammed him twice, and it's as good as a demo in that position. LionBlaze isn't going to get back. 32 seconds left, still anybody's game. Who's going to take the advantage from the center circle? It's actually LionBlaze. He's really swinging the kickoff matchup into his favor here. Neither player wants to leave the ball to go for boost. Firstkiller trying to walk it into the corner with him. LionBlaze is staying in the way. Firstkiller who takes control. LionBlaze is giving him some space. Firstkiller with his own mind game. Ooh. Wave dash. He's taking it to the right. Chips it high. LionBlaze sends it into the crossbar, but he's got little boost left to defend with. Not the best shot from First, and now it's LionBlaze's turn. But LionBlaze didn't get a great touch. Firstkiller looks to try and put this on, but it's a huge demo. Firstkiller wanted to demo LionBlaze. LionBlaze wanted to demo Firstkiller, but Lion got the better result for it. Here we go, Johnny. It's overtime.
And in reverse, LionBlaze half flips into position. Neither player, again, wants to leave the ball alone. LionBlaze has to touch it here. Not the best touch. That sits up quite nicely for Firstkiller. LionBlaze has boost, but he doesn't want to attack the ball. It's same as usual. Both players backing off whenever they have to defend in a close position. 50-50 goes pretty even. LionBlaze doesn't have a lot to play with here. Firstkiller also uses all his boost. We're into a semi-even position again, but Firstkiller plays for the boost steal. Playing the long game and the bump. Surely that's it. GG's. Firstkiller slams LionBlaze for a new one. And of all the things today that have worked well for him, it's been the bumps that have really dominated.
Yeah, I mean, most players can only keep track of where the ball is. Firstkiller has had 2 radars on, and it has worked out incredibly well for him. He is the king of North American 1v1 gameplay, and he will maintain that status for some time to come. LionBlaze, what a tournament it was for him, but Firstkiller, man, he is just a step above everybody right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, the read there, to know exactly where LionBlaze was going to be, was very impressive coming out of Firstkiller. Great job by him. Congratulations to Rogue on confirming their 2nd place overall. That's big because, you know, going into this tournament, they were definitely one of the teams in the conversation to get up that table. And they definitely wanted to finish ahead of an Affinity team who, they perform well, but Rogue, looking at their what they're capable of versus Affinity, they had to win this to just get that universal 2nd place. We will have a tie down low for 4th and 5th between 72 Pin Connector and Envy, but congrats to Rogue on not only taking the 1v1 but advancing in the overall standings.
So this whole point of the tournament was to try and find out who was the best overall team, and we did actually end up having one team ended up just being above and beyond everyone else, though. Yeah,
Space Station taking down the 3v3 and the 2v2. Let's take a look at the final overall standings here for you guys. Nobody was able to catch Space Station after they won 3s and 2s today, but Rogue were able to, like I said earlier, get in between Space Station and Affinity. They didn't want to have to share that 2nd place, and they don't have to because they've done enough. Unfortunately, 72PC have to share 4th with Envy because they, you know, a valiant effort here. I think Envy and 72PC both honestly had valiant efforts, but Space Station and Rogue today are the champions.
Yeah, going back to this matchup, Johnny. Sorry, I wanted to speak about LionBlaze very quickly because we spoke before the series actually started about how grand finals are different, and this is the sort of matchup that I think is going to be very important to LionBlaze's overall career, especially when it comes to 1v1 gameplay, because he looked different today. There was definitely a lot of nerves in the way he was playing. We know he's a very defensive player, but we also know that he's smart enough to make the adaptations when he requires to, and there was certain things there that were just constant problems that it seemed like he was just too scared to really make the adaptations too, because it typically works. I don't want to change that today. I'd be very curious in months' time, a year's time, to see this sort of run back in this sort of level, which is more than likely, and see exactly how he's changed to that point.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's a tough thing to do under this much pressure, and you know, credit to LionBlaze for making some adaptations in that series. He did, you know, kind of fix the kickoff problem going into that last game. He even, you know, mixed up his dribbling a little bit, but it was really just the flicks that let him down early there that put him in that tough position. And Firstkiller's bumps were clutch. They were huge. He might have lost the air dribble battle, but on the ground he was just bumping LionBlaze in every single position. Guys, that is the end of Fusion North America. We have 3 champions. First of all, in the 3v3, it's Space Station Gaming, and it's Space Station Gaming again in the 2v2. Insane week for them, but Rogue 1v1 champions. Congratulations to them, not letting Space Station sweep this. I mean, with Space Station dropping it in round 1 of the 1v1, that was never going to be a problem, but Rogue, they might have taken 1v1, but they couldn't take the title. Space Station Gaming are the champions of Fusion North America.
Yeah, they've just been outstanding this entire week. I mean, mentioned earlier on, we're after the best overall roster. If you've got a team that can win 2 of the 3, I think you've got a pretty good overall roster. Heck, we don't know if they could have gone even further. They got sort of the worst possible matchup in round 1 of ones, where they did have to collectively share the burden of trying to take on Firstkiller. So that's not exactly much to hold against them. They are deservedly your winners. And
here's a look at the final prize pool split that we've got. Space Station at the top with $7,500. That's a great little pocket for them to take home. Rogue in second with that $5,500, and it's a big difference. You know, they would have had to split that gap. They'd be taking home the same as Affinity if they didn't get the 1v1 win there. But because Rogue have taken that 1v1, they get 5.5. Affinity in third with 4. And then we got 2 ties for 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and Stromboli at the bottom. They didn't get past any of the quarterfinals, unfortunately. But yeah, it was really stacked here. NA extremely gifted in all 3 game modes. That's really the thing that we've learned with Fusion NA. And I do want to give another thank you to Shogun, Leaf, Lawler, Jorby, Dazarin for helping me out with the casting this weekend. It's made my job a lot easier. It's been a brand new thing for me to try and run this kind of production value on my stream. Those of you who followed me for a while will know that this really is not commonplace here. Actually, Shogun's production is significantly better on average than on mine. You'll have to check out his stream for that. Yeah, do give the caster some love, and yeah, we'll be seeing more of Shogun next week. Actually, for tomorrow.
Literally tomorrow.
Yeah, literally tomorrow as we start off Fusion EU. Because we are not going to be wasting any time getting Fusion EU underway. We're going straight into it tomorrow with the EU 3v3 kicking off the show, then 2v2, and then 1v1, and it'll be starting at the same time of day every single time. So tune in then if you want to catch it. Thank you again to you guys for watching. It's been a great week, and it wouldn't have been the same without all the support. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed seeing all 3 Rocket League game modes played to an incredibly high level. I certainly have. And yeah, looking forward to doing it all again next week, Shogun. I'm not sure or if you're ready for it, but you better go get ready because it's coming.
I feel like in my soul I'm ready. I feel like when it comes to hype and noise complaints, we'll find out how ready we are on that front. But you know what? That's a problem for future me. Today, I just get to look forward to what we get to see tomorrow, and we also get to celebrate just how well the 2's wins for Space Station were, and for Firstkiller, who dominated.
Yeah, Firstkiller, congratulations, and the 1s just finishing off the show today with a great win for Rogue. Space Station are your overall champions. You can see it there. They're taking home the most prize money. They've taken the W in the most game modes. But really, I think the real winners are just the Rocket League community yet again, because this is only the beginning of community tournaments. Fusion EU coming tomorrow, so don't miss it. Be sure to tune in if you want to see Vitality, Dignitas, Oxygen, SRG, Singularity. Didn't write this down, so I hope I don't forget anybody. Three of a Kind, Stormtroopers, and Solary. It's going to be insane. You guys don't want to miss that one. But yeah, any final words, Shogun? It's been a great week casting NA with you. I've really enjoyed it. What would
really
be your
annoyed.
moment?
I'm really annoyed that because I was just like, if he's going to mess any of these up, it's going to be Stormtroopers, and you just got it. I was like, okay. So well played on that one.
Thank you.
But no, this has been a fantastic time. It's been my first chance to really get into the ones commentary side of things, and it's been an absolutely great time. Looking forward to another week of it.
Absolutely. Now, like I said, guys, that brings us to the end of Fusion NA. It's been weird, you know. It's been very different, but hopefully you guys have had a good time. I think, yeah, Envy going 3-2 ahead before Space Station smashed it from behind. You know, can LionBlaze do the same thing? Personally, I don't think so. I think Firstkiller is playing way too good right now, but yeah, what do you guys think? Is there a chance for LionBlaze yet? Drop an L in the chat if you think so.
Oh, is that what we're using? That's
yeah, it's very funny.
It's an interesting way of
can we get F for Firstkiller, L for LionBlaze, not the most...
this is the most backwards voting system we've ever heard of.
That's not usually what you'd see these letters being spammed for.
So, LionBlaze going to find himself on the defense to start off, but this is a good save, and you can try and recover this. Firstkiller just he doesn't care about just instantly going back. If Firstkiller's offense doesn't actually come off for him, his next priority is to make sure that your recovery is not going to be good enough. Firstkiller does read the idea of trying to go for the turtle shot. Now he races to the other side of the field. It's already in. He doesn't need to do anything.
Thought maybe it was going to bounce off the bar and down, but I'll just calm down. It's just in. Nice little pinch shot there by Firstkiller. Accurate. Didn't need to be too powerful with LionBlaze completely out of the game. You know, worrying sign already for 72-pin connector fans, for LionBlaze fans. That was his worst flick he's had all series, and he needs his flicks to be at their absolute best if he's going to have any chance right now.
Also, he's got to sort these kickoffs out because he's not had much success over the last few games. Firstkiller going to slowly run out of boost. Just very good at feathering it, though. And locking down his opponent in this side of the field. LionBlaze currently finds himself only set at 23, and he can't afford to be locked here for too much longer. You can see automatically trying to escape. Didn't get the pinch he was after, but there's a bit of breathing room now.
Yeah, I like that from LionBlaze. It's a threat, and he didn't have any other openings to attack there. It did buy him some time as well. Good save, but Firstkiller still very much in control of the play. LionBlaze thought about going for the 100 boost there, decided against it, and that's probably a good idea so he can apply some pressure earlier on. And what a difference it makes when you can fake a challenge that far up the field. Give yourself some time to react to what happens.
Here we go, looking for the flick. There's the power, it's back. It's actually too powerful this time around, but force Firstkiller to respect it. That means LionBlaze can now turn the tables. He's the one with all the boost now and all the pressure, but that shot is way too powerful.
He's with it though.
Can follow up with the rebound, and the second shot will be good enough. I was a little worried that he was going to get the ball swiped off him, but he was quicker of the two. Yeah,
Firstkiller just beaten to the ball here completely. Not often you see that, but LionBlaze is extremely fast as well on the recoveries. Firstkiller didn't expect him to be on that ball as quickly as he was, I guess, because Firstkiller easily could have gone quicker for it, but he's misread the play, and LionBlaze has leveled us up.
Once again, this is must-win for LionBlaze. He's got to win this, and one more afterwards. Firstkiller turns. It's a free jump save from LionBlaze.
Oh, wow.
And it is a phenomenal one at that.
That was insane.
Well,
he jumped last month.
He brought them out yesterday, Johnny, and he's still got them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he jumped in April for that one, but still had the read. Firstkiller refuses to back down. LionBlaze in defense for the majority of this series and indeed this game, and Firstkiller. You know, this has been such an evolution for him from when he started playing ones at the highest level. He used to be the most defensive player that you could see, but he's become such a monster, such a menace with his pressure that he applies. LionBlaze is finding that out right now.
Oh, and that's a horrid flick from LionBlaze. He's had a few of these, and he's not getting the accuracy. He's either overdone it, or in this case, completely undercooked the shot. That is raw. Yeah, with that little boost available to him, maybe we'll want to just play a bit of a safer strategy. You know, LionBlaze can hit speed flicks with no boost. I've seen it before, but if you miss it, your recovery is going to be horrendous because you've got no boost to get going. And it's a really unnecessary risk there from LionBlaze. Maybe just playing for a 50-50 would have made more sense. Firstkiller right back into the play here, still in control. I think this is the lowest scoring game we've seen so far. LionBlaze got bumped. Firstkiller still with this one. Couple of wave dashes, gets him there fast enough. And 3-1 is a big lead in a matchup like this. LionBlaze going to struggle from any losing position today, but especially one with more than a goal. It was just overzealous. This time around, he was adamant that he was going to put some pressure to try and break up the pace that Firstkiller was trying to set up. It wasn't the way to try and do it, and every single time we get contact, well, this time around it's going to work out for LionBlaze. And he's got a chance, needs to go for the far side. And you want some momentum. That's how you gain it.
I love that from LionBlaze. The flicks aren't working in this last game, so he had to move away from that. But he still wanted Firstkiller to think that that's what he was doing. Not only jumping behind the ball, but even adding a little bit of spice there, the air roll, to really sell it. 1-goal game, LionBlaze, one of his better kickoff outcomes. Firstkiller's backed off. LionBlaze has some space.
Firstkiller feinting it out once. Here's another flick. An incredible save from Firstkiller. Can't keep it out a second time. And LionBlaze starting to get it going offensively.
That's much more like it. It doesn't need to go in first try if he's going to recover this well. One of the advantages of the reverse flicks is that you land further away from the opponent's goal. You can, more often than not, get a follow-up shot in. But even then, I want to see more from LionBlaze because it's not normal to see Firstkiller dumping a save right in the middle of the box. Hold on, is that just in? Almost. Firstkiller had to just play it into the crossbar. LionBlaze turning up the heat here in Game 6.
Didn't want to go for it off the wall, though. This will be the biggest test for LionBlaze.
Is he going to bump him?
When the pressure is on like this, how aggressive is he willing to be, and how calculated are the risks that he's going to take? This time around, chose to play it a little slower, and we know Firstkiller has been aiming for LionBlaze's card. This time around, LionBlaze was able to spot it before it happened. And it left here, Johnny. Tournament is up in the balance.
Oh, big boost disadvantage for First. He's been caught. LionBlaze takes the lead. I think it was always going to be hard coming back from behind. But Firstkiller's overextended. He got caught a little bit out of position. And then he had no chance. Nice bounce this time for LionBlaze. It didn't go up in the air. He's easily able to put it in. 46 seconds left. Can he send us to Game 7?
If he does, then this would be the ending to this tournament that it does deserve. And he's going to be bouncing out well, but Firstkiller bullies LionBlaze off the ball. That's going to be 4 each. Firstkiller sticks to what's working.
Huge bumps by Firstkiller. He saw exactly where LionBlaze was landing, slammed him twice, and it's as good as a demo in that position. LionBlaze isn't going to get back. 32 seconds left, still anybody's game. Who's going to take the advantage from the center circle? It's actually LionBlaze. He's really swinging the kickoff matchup into his favor here. Neither player wants to leave the ball to go for boost. Firstkiller trying to walk it into the corner with him. LionBlaze is staying in the way. Firstkiller who takes control. LionBlaze is giving him some space. Firstkiller with his own mind game. Ooh. Wave dash. He's taking it to the right. Chips it high. LionBlaze sends it into the crossbar, but he's got little boost left to defend with. Not the best shot from First, and now it's LionBlaze's turn.
But LionBlaze didn't get a great touch. Firstkiller looks to try and put this on, but it's a huge demo. Firstkiller wanted to demo LionBlaze. LionBlaze wanted to demo Firstkiller, but Lion got the better result for it. Here we go, Johnny. It's overtime.
And in reverse, LionBlaze half flips into position. Neither player, again, wants to leave the ball alone. LionBlaze has to touch it here. Not the best touch. That sits up quite nicely for Firstkiller. LionBlaze has boost, but he doesn't want to attack the ball. It's same as usual. Both players backing off whenever they have to defend in a close position. 50-50 goes pretty even. LionBlaze doesn't have a lot to play with here. Firstkiller also uses all his boost. We're into a semi-even position again, but Firstkiller plays for the boost steal. Playing the long game and the bump. Surely that's it. GG's. Firstkiller slams LionBlaze for a new one. And of all the things today that have worked well for him, it's been the bumps that have really dominated.
Yeah, I mean, most players going to keep track of where the ball is. Firstkiller has had 2 radars on, and it has worked out incredibly well for him. He is the king of North American 1v1 gameplay, and he will maintain that status for some time to come. LionBlaze, what a tournament it was for him, but Firstkiller, man, he is just a step above everybody right now.
Oh yeah, I mean, the read there, to know exactly where LionBlaze was going to be, was very impressive coming out of Firstkiller. Great job by him. Congratulations to Rogue on confirming their 2nd place overall. That's big because, you know, going into this tournament, they were definitely one of the teams in the conversation to get up that table. And they definitely wanted to finish ahead of an Affinity team who, they perform well, but Rogue, looking at their what they're capable of versus Affinity, they had to win this to just get that universal 2nd place. We will have a tie down low for 4th and 5th between 72 Pin Connector and Envy, but congrats to Rogue on not only taking the 1v1 but advancing in the overall standings.